Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to share with you my updated pumpkin pancakes. These are my chocolate chip pancake. Oh, my pumpkin chocolate chip pancakes. They're so good. You're gonna absolutely love them, and I figured what would be a great way to introduce pumpkin season this season on Laura in the Kitchen. I just wanted to do this one because they're just really fantastic. And if you're not a big pumpkin fan, I'm not the biggest pumpkin fan in the world. When I grew up in Italy, I grew up eating pumpkin in a savory way, not in a sweet way. So trust me when I tell you that you're gonna love these. Any of my pumpkin recipes, I think you'll love because they're not super sweet. They're not super intense with the pumpkin flavor. They're just right. Let me run you through the list of ingredients, which is not very many. You'll need all-purpose flour, salt, pumpkin pie spice, baking soda, baking powder, pumpkin puree, pure pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling. What I've got here is some whole milk that I splashed a little bit of vinegar into to turn it into buttermilk, but you could use all buttermilk. A little veg oil, brown sugar, egg, mini semi-sweet chocolate chips, and you'll need some vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste, whichever your heart desires. I'm making a small batch today because I don't want to have to make a huge batch and eat them all over the course of 24 hours, or the next 24 hours. But you can definitely double the batch, even triple the batch, and make them and keep them in your freezer. So anytime during the week you got a hankering for a pumpkin spice pancake or a pumpkin chocolate chip pancake, you've got them on hand in a minute. You know what I mean? It's great. In this bowl, I'm just going to whisk together my dry ingredients. These are incredibly simple to make, and I'm going to warm up some maple syrup with walnuts, and we're going to just pour it on top. We're going to cook these in a little bit of butter. They're going to be so phenomenal. You're going to love them. To the pumpkin, I'm going to add the buttermilk. All the wet ingredients go in at this point. The oil, the sugar, brown sugar, the egg, and a little splasheroo of vanilla or vanilla bean paste. I'm using vanilla bean paste just because I got a new bottle and I'm feeling fancy. You know, a little bit. You don't want it to be too overwhelming. Get that all out of there. And you're just going to whisk this really well to make sure that everything is well combined. Now you just pour the wet into the dry. Very simple. I mean, this is not rocket science here, right? Like so. Whoopsie daisy. And they're going to look really thick. The batter's going to look really, really thick, but you're going to let it relax for a bit, and then we will move forward. Look at that. Remember, a lumpy pancake batter is a good one. So, adding in my chocolate chips, fold. And now you just want your batter to rest for about 10 minutes while you get your pan ready. Batter was resting for a bit. Now what I have here is my large nonstick skillet with a little bit of butter in there. Now one of the things that you need to make sure you do when you are making pancakes, any kind of pancakes, you want to make sure that your heat is not too high. Because if your heat's really high, then you'll scorch the outside and the inside will be raw. That's not fun. I don't want a raw batter. That's not for me. So you want to make sure that you keep it right around medium low. And I like to use like a measuring spoon, and I do about a heaping quarter cup or so. This pancake batter is a little bit thick, so just work with it, but I promise you it is going to be, you're going to make the most delicious pumpkin chocolate pancakes on the planet. I have got a serious addiction to my pumpkin chocolate chip cookies that I made I think a year or so ago. My latest one. That's been like my go-to. Oh my goodness. And I wanted to have a pancake that tasted just like those cookies. So that's pretty much what these are. So I'm just gonna cook these. You know what pancakes look like before you flip them. And like I said, do not be tempted to add more milk to your batter, because otherwise you're not going to get a real fluffy, delicious pancake, which is very important to me. So once these bubble up on the top and around the sides, you know what that looks like. I will flip them, I'll cook a second batch, and then we'll warm up some maple syrup with some walnuts. Last two to come off, and you can see these are not flat, flimsy pancakes, okay? They are, I'm going to show you mine right here. It's been cooling. What I've got over here is some maple syrup, really good pure maple syrup. And I just warmed that up with some walnuts. You could also use pecans, you know, potato, whatever you want. Look at this. Look at the thickness and the fluffiness. I did just drown it with maple syrup, but you know what? It's fine. Look at the thickness and fluffiness of that pancake. I'm telling you, mouth is watering. You're gonna want a bite of that. It's wonderful because the pumpkin puree just adds a lot of moisture. Wonderful. The pumpkin pie spice is not overwhelming. The chocolate chips, the semi-sweet chocolate chip, gives you a really beautiful balance, but within, you know, that perfect balance of sweet, but not overly so. And it cuts down on that pumpkin pie spice flavor. If you don't love it, like throw it in your face like I do. I'm telling you, once you make these, you'll never make any other pumpkin pancake recipe ever again. That's all you need. LauraInTheKitchen.com's got the recipe. I hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.